Hal-hal yang bikin males bikin website. Lu udah bikin website lu sampai sedemikian rupa. Terus pas lu mau publish, nama domainnya lebih panjang dari kasih ibu. Nggak cuman itu, pas lu buka, lemot banget. Bahkan loadingnya lebih lama dari nyusun undang-undang. Undang-undang woy, bukan undangan. Dan seperti 7 miliar manusia di bumi lainnya, lu kira lu akan dibantu sama customer service. Halo? Dengan customer service hostinggaja.com? Dan ternyata, customer service-nya lebih susah dihubungin dari mantan.
Pakai Dewa Web aja. Kamu nggak perlu khawatir dengan alamat domain yang terlalu panjang. Kalau domain yang kamu mau sudah keambil, kita nggak cuma bisa pakai .com kok. Ada .id, my.id, web.id, .net, .co, dan sebagainya. Dewa Web menempatkan kamu di server cloud tercepat dengan unlimited bandwidth.
Oh, kalau misalnya kita butuh bantuan gimana?
Dia support bakal selalu ada sekejap dalam mood kamu. Nah, tunggu apa lagi? Urusan hosting dan website, ingat, Dewa Web!
Cari hosting yang aman, Dewa Web.
Hello, search marketers. It's me again, Rido Putadi Esgara, founder and CEO at Search Agency. I would like to welcome you guys to the first episode of the SEO Show Season 3. It's Season 3, guys. I mean, we already had 2 amazing seasons where we met tons of cases and learn about SEO, discuss about SEO. I hope you guys enjoyed all those episodes at Season 1 and Season 2. And I hope you guys join me again for this amazing journey at the SEO Show for the Season 3. To open our Season 3, the first episode, I invited one of the famous SEO expert. And I know that you guys already following him up on LinkedIn, sharing his content and everything, right? But tonight we learn a lot about SEO from him. I would like to invite to the stage Lucas Zelensky, the founder of SEO London, as well as the SEO Win, the co-founder of SEO Win.io. Lucas, thank you again for joining us for the SEO show. It's meant a lot for us, the SEO community here in Indonesia. I know you already have a lot of fans here in Indonesia, and you've been here twice, I think. First time for the ClickZ, right? The second one is SEO Con in Bali last 2 months, I think, yeah. But it will be awesome. You can kind of introduce yourself again to us, right? Although I know that on LinkedIn, there's a lot of Indonesian SEOs following you up, as well as on your newsletter also, yeah. You can share your introduction, Lucas. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, first of all. Yeah, that's true. I've been actually 3 times in Indonesia. I think it was 2013, 2014, and this last year, December. Always something related to SEO. And if it's about me, then yes, I'm doing SEO for more than 20 years now, based in London for almost 2 decades, originally from Poland. Always saying this, Poland and Indonesia shares very similar flag, only like upside down. What else? This is my kingdom, where I'm right now, my office, and I do SEO.
Awesome. Yeah. How do you see Indonesia, though? I mean, do you like Indonesia? I mean, 2013 or 2014, I think we met the first time. I remember that I met you 3 times. First one in Jakarta, second one in Singapore, the third one is in Bali, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. There was
Yeah.
Singapore on the way as well. Yes, ClickZ
True.
was doing a conference in Singapore, in China.
True.
And I know that I've been twice in China as well. One time we met, yes. It was crazy. 48 hours I came to China from London on the conference. But yeah, it was great time, isn't it? It was great time.
True.
But if you're asking me about Indonesia, I love for many reasons. I think it's a very, very tech-savvy society, very advanced in that way, very pragmatic, lots of people who have great ideas and also know how to implement this idea. The tech hub, like Jakarta, but even like Bali, you have so many online mid-size, large-size, small-size agencies which are doing a lot of things, and we could meet them, me and you, we could meet everyone there in Bali in December, just like more than 2 months ago.
True, true. Yeah. And the one thing that I always remember, because we always meet at the smoking area in Singapore, I
Yes.
know that it was like downstairs, right? It's a big convention hall. I forget the name and everything, but we met downstairs and we both are always met at
Yeah,
smoking area. Yeah.
yeah.
Any, anyway, Lucas, since it is still New Year's vibe, right? February. How do you see SEO in 2023? I mean, there's a lot of things change in 2022, but in your opinion, what is changing into SEO for 2023?
I mean, like right now we can see this massive hype on everything related to AI, not only GPT-3, but also images generation and translating content through the AI. So normally there is always like how the SEO will look like in the next year, and very often the answer is like that'll be a mobile year, like every year is a mobile year, or every year is a voice search year. Somehow voice search never clicked that much. Mobile is absolutely natural right now, but I think it's a very, very interesting period that we are in. 2023 is an AI, and I know that there will be lots of people who will take this too far, losing the essence of a business, losing there is a risk as well, because this hype is so strong that I'm moderately pessimistic about AI. Not that I don't like this technology, it's more about that I want to be careful. I rather don't want to be like like a drunken sailor navigating through the sea that I don't know what I'm doing, and so on and so on. So I prefer to be moderate. I know that there will be probably lots of algorithm updates which will be trying to cut low quality websites if we're talking about SEO. It's also a year of Google Analytics 4, which I'm also not a fan of. I'm sorry, and I probably can say this loud. Um, I think that Google Analytics 4 is an unfinished tool that potentially one day can be a very powerful tool, but is not finished yet, and is definitely not a tool that just an ordinary guy who is running business can kind of start using. It's too complicated to there is a learning curve to stripe, and yeah, and I don't see this is also the year of my tool that I'm co-founder, SEO Win, that we just recently released. So yeah, 2023 looks way more exciting than any other beginning of the year, I would say.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah, true. So, I mean, I would like to follow up on the AI things though. I agree with you. There's a lot of, I think, overreacting or something like that, right? Even someone this SEO who was saying that Google is dead, Chat GPT, because of Chat GPT, something like that, right? And I mean, if you can kind of elaborate on that one, how do you see AI affecting our SEO uh, works? I mean, there's a lot of things already here, right? On the content part and as well as on the engine part. I know that Google are also using AI on most of the algorithm that they are running on the machine, right? But with all the hype on ChatGPT and other AI things, how do you see it affecting our SEO world?
I mean, we could talk about this for a very long time, but I feel we don't have that much time. But a couple of things that is coming to my head, like people very often asking about queries that are very time sensitive, and as we know, the GPT chat is trained on some data set that been designed for a training that contain gigabytes of data and so on and so on. But there is very little to nothing about the recent events. So, like, unfortunately, sad story. Yesterday there was a massive earthquake in Turkey and in Syria and Lebanon, and I don't see that ChatGPT can say anything about this. The process of training the machine to give an answer will be not fast enough to override the process of searching and going to the source of information, like in our case the old good newspaper like BBC or for example Independent or Daily Mail or The Sun or anything like that, or The Guardian. So these newspapers have very fresh information that at the moment I don't see that ChatGPT can override. There are queries that will definitely be easy to generate answer for GPT chat. And my flagship query is like, what is Arabica coffee? And this query is very easy to verify. The answer doesn't change over time, and this kind of type of a queries, GPT chat is good. I think Wikipedia, Quora, that can be these websites that will be suffer loss of traffic because people will be less likely to going on the website. Maybe they will be happy to read that. But there are other stories that are important to mention. Very often ChatGPT can write things that are not quite right from the perspective of the facts, and it's writing this in a very very convincing manner, in a very kind of like, yeah, this is the answer, and so on and so on and so on. But in fact, it's not the right answer.
True.
Uh,
Yeah.
so that's are the things that we need to remember about. And very often when I see the answer, I'm going to verify this answer because I don't know if I can trust or I don't, and I cannot trust the chat GPT.
True, true. Especially for things that need source of information, right? If
Yeah.
people start asking on ChatGPT about medical things, I mean, it's kind of scary, right?
It's scary because the tone of voice that ChatGPT is using is very convincing, and you may suggest that, in many situations, is nothing but a sophisticated content spinner that is taking information from many sources, spinning this, making the grammar correct, and is just showing you something that look like answer, but is really far, far away from the truth.
100% agree with you. Yeah. So, I mean, the other question that I have on SEO, Lucas, right? So last year's Google add E on the EAT, right? The experience part. I mean, I always get the impression that Google are pushing everything toward user experience, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, in your opinion, how do we kind of align with those things, right? Also those experience things that Google are trying to put us on.
Like, sometimes I can see that it have a positive impact. Very often I see that some queries, the SERPs are super spammy. So again, this algorithm is working to some extent only, and not the way how many would expect. I think from my experience, if you are an expert in the area and you have some knowledge of how SEO is working, and if you marry these two things, then obviously that's the way to go. I'm always recommending a couple of solutions that can help people to achieve more. One of the solutions is to keep them on the website because of the video content that is relevant to the page, that is always increasing the time they are on. Some form of exit pop-up intent that is not asking for an email, is rather trying to give you something extra for free that is sitting on your website, that is also increasing the page on time, that is increasing the pages per session, that is decreasing bounce rate. And if that can be done on the scale, then obviously your website looks much better than the other website. A similar web, for example, have a very nice table that compares this main behavioral factors of how people are behaving on each website. Um, So yeah, that there's no silver bullet. There are tests, and there are things that we know, like I said, like for example, translating, using video, making sure that the exit pop-up intent is there. Sometimes even using AI to translate content. Like you see, my website is visible in Indonesia because I'm translating my website into Bahasa, and that way I can reach people who are searching in Bahasa, but of course, the same people may speak English, but they are just searching in Bahasa. And the fact that they searching in Bahasa doesn't necessarily mean they don't speak English. So that's like this little advices I would love to share.
Awesome. Yeah, true. I mean, so I think we cannot escape from this experience thing, right? And all those pointers that you gave us, I think can be useful for our search marketers to kind of align their marketing campaign, the SEO campaign toward the user experience. Yeah. Lucas, I
Absolutely.
heard that on your previous conversation say that you also co-founded a tools called SEO Win, right? If you can
Yes.
share with me all those tools, I mean, that will be awesome. If you want to share a screen or everything, anything,
Oh yeah,
uh,
absolutely. I would be
yeah,
very, very happy to do this. Just give me a
sure.
second. So SEO Win generally is a tool that we designed. I will share in a second. We designed with my friends to help people to get um, content scope much faster for the content writers and so on and so on. So when you log in, very shortly, I will give you a demo. When you log in, you can just create a brief. You can write a keyword, capacity planning formula, for example. You can select what country you are interested in. We have no Bahasa yet, but we may have soon. For now, we have, and these countries are more like Google.com, Google.co UK, Google ES, Google PT, Google.com BR here, Brazil. Depends what is your market. And here is like, for example, how to rent my flat in London, one of the keywords. Ethical issues in recruiting, how to rent a flat. That's our keywords that I recently um, done a scope or started scoping. Yeah, how to get the relic building a mortgage, or best way to buy a property in an LTD. Do I need cash to buy out my partner out of mortgage? So we can open this, and the system is loading and immediately is telling what the suggested length of the article should be, what is the number of headers, what is the number of images. And first is showing you the first 10 results from Google with a list of keywords. Some of keywords I already selected. The main phrase is, do I need cash to buy out my partner out of mortgage? So let's say someone had a house with wife, they divorced, and now one part want to buy out the other part. Buy someone out of a house. Let's say add this to the scope. The scope is on this side. We can see here buying out a partner, buying out a house partner. We can add this one, and so on and so on. And we can see that the number 2 is unbiased, then is like some other players, online mortgage advisor, a very big website in UK market. Remortgage release equity calculator. Maybe calculator, that's not a good. How to buy someone out of mortgage. Let's say this is also interesting for us. And once we have this, we can go down and we see here an outline of the articles that are ranking first to 10 through the H2s and H3s. And you see, for example, we're looking for inspiration how to structurize our article. So we can go, how can I buy my partner out of mortgage? How do you buy someone out of mortgage? What happens in mortgage buyout? And you can start building a very nice outline of the articles that contain H2s, H3 tags. So let's say we can go other ways to buy someone out of house, find a broker experiencing mortgage buyout, speak to mortgage expert. Here is FAQs, why not? We can obviously edit this if we need. The system is also remembering where we have this H2 from. So if our content writer needs a bit of inspiration, then can go to the source. And then finally, here we have questions from Google, Quora, and Reddit. There was no Quora topics, but there are some. Do I need solicitor to buy out my partner? How do you buy out partner out of house? Let's say, can I remortgage to buy my partner out? Let's say we like this question the most, and we will put them into bottom, and we can make this, let's say, H3. Let's say this one as well, H3. And let's say, do I need solicitor? That's also something that I would like to put at the bottom and make this H3. So we have this, and then we're going into additional keywords. If the additional keyword doesn't resonate with us, we only need to create a title tag and meta description, which I already did. We can rewrite this with usage of GPT-3. So for example, your guide of buying out a partner in mortgage, buying someone else buying someone else on your mortgage. This, you need to select 3 or more from competitors that you like. Maybe let's take this one. And now the GPT-3, and I think this is a lovely way to use GPT-3 to generate title tags, or for example, to do this kind of operations that I was recently defining what is the language of each keyword. Is it German or is it English? And it was very accurate. So you see what to know before you buying out a partner in a mortgage, or what to consider before buying your partner out of joint mortgage. Choose this one. We have here meta description. We can rewrite this as well. I will not be doing this right now. And that's pretty much it. We can copy brief to clipboard. We can copy brief Google Docs. And the last thing is that we can go to our good friend Word, and we can just I even have here brief. You see, that's how the brief looks like. We have a SEO title, we have meta description, we have all the keywords that content writer need to use. We have article outline. We know where the header's been taken from, if there is a source, and the content writer can start writing. They know that the article needs to be 1,540 words long, 9 headers, and voila. That's pretty much how it took less than 5 minutes, I think, to create the brief, what normally would take probably like an hour or two.
True, this one is awesome actually. My editor will love this, Lucas, because my editor
Please,
spend a lot of time creating these kind of things, right? And then send it
exactly.
out to the writers and everything, right? So any plan for bahasa, Lucas? I mean, since-
Any what? Sorry, once again.
do you have any plan for SEO Win to have bahasa inside?
Yeah, you want Bahasa? We will add Bahasa, no problem.
Sure, yeah. I mean, well, this is marketers here in Indonesia. We love this kind of tools. I know myself, right? On search agency, we produce
Mhm.
more than 80 content per month for all of our clients, and
Yeah,
big portion of this one is actually creating this brief, right? Because we have to create this brief carefully to send out to our writers, and it takes a lot of our times as well.
exactly. And it's very repetitive process because many things are already out there that you can borrow, that you can improve, and so on and so on. So rather than doing this manually, you're doing this with SEO, which is dedicated and designed for nothing else but like creating brief for content writers.
Yeah, True, true. I
So
mean,
if you want, please test, and I will make sure that Bahasa will be added there. But our listeners, if you like this, please also go to SEOwin.io.
I would love to. I mean, at least I would love to test it out with our editors, and then I believe all the search marketers who are watching this are also
Mhm.
gonna intrigued with all those features and everything, because we share a lot of content production process in search marketer Indonesia, our community, Lucas, and we have this kind of brief format that we use as our process, right? And it's almost like what the SEO Win did, right? Creating the title, all the heading structures and everything, and we always did this manually. With SEO Win, I think we can speed up all the process, especially for a company like us who are products producing more than 80 content per month. So yeah, that's awesome. I will catch up with you if you can kind of have the bahasa things on SEO
It
Wins.
will
Yeah.
be easy because it's Latin alphabet and it's left to right. So yeah, absolutely. We can definitely do this. That's the whole point, to cover as many languages as possible. So not only people for English but also for other languages can do this.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. Lucas, one last question though. What is your advice for search marketers who are watching this conversation between us, right, in Indonesia, who want to kind of improve their career in SEO? There's a lot of aspiring SEO talent here in Indonesia was starting up with SEO career, right? And I believe that most of them are actually looking up to you, right? So if you can share with them how to kind of improve their career in SEO, that will be awesome.
Absolutely. So as much as I love Indonesia as a country, I think my advice number one would be you must go outside. You must go broader. There in Asia, you have lots of big countries. Let me start with India, but also China, Philippines, and so on and so on and so on, just to understand much more how SEO is working in different countries. That's what I was always focusing in my career. I started my career in Poland, but I was never just only about Poland. I soon moved to UK, but I was not only about UK. Of course, lots of my clients are from UK, but I'm also working with clients from Netherlands, where I'm not speaking even a language, and that's not a problem really when you don't speak a language, because lots of times using metrics behind the keywords and other things, and if you really need to understand something today, there are like DeepL and GPT-3 and so on and so on. So language is not a barrier for SEO. You really don't need to be fluent or even to understand some languages to help companies. But that would be my main advice: just go broader, maybe target Europe. The second thing is, don't don't block yourself from any form of a conferences, events, online events, free events, paid events, as attendee, or as a speaker. If you have opportunity to speak, or if you can pitch for speaking, that's a brilliant idea to go with. Try to organize some online events that you are presenting your knowledge, that you sharing your knowledge, especially if this is something that I call personal kung fu, something that is not easy to be foundable somewhere online, and you just replicating this. It's something rather that you designed as a thing, as a process, and so on and so on. So in a nutshell, that would be my advice.
I 100% I agree with you, Lucas. Me myself, Lucas, I'm quite lucky because on my early career, I started my SEO career actually working with a multinational company.
Mhm.
I'm working on Bahasa in Indonesia. I'm also working on English for Canada as well as for
Mhm.
Philippines. So the one that you told search marketers are actually relate to me, and I agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
be
are a
able to.
perfect example of
Hmm.
that. You've been very open from the beginning, and you started working with very. By the way, you have amazing domain,
Yeah,
search.agency, isn't it?
yeah, true, true, true. Search that agency.
Yeah, that is amazing domain.
True. So, search marketers, it's been fun talking with Lucas. And if you guys wanted to kind of connect with Lucas, you guys can follow Lucas on LinkedIn. So you can search for Lucas' name on LinkedIn. You can also visit Lucas' website at seo.london, right? And then the tools that Lucas was saying us told us, the SEOwin.io, and I'll see if I can get kind of trials and everything, and share with you guys on our community as well about these tools. Lucas, thank you again for being with me on our first edition of the third season of the SEO Show. It's mean a lot for us, the SEO community here in Indonesia, and I really appreciated your time as well, Lucas.